Kylo Ren Shuttle has become one of the more iconic ships from the sequel trilogy, and I think that's for good reason. It looks pretty badass. I mean, Kylo Ren Shuttle, come on guys, especially the new one. So yes, there are two versions of this, and that's why we're doing a comparison video. So we have set number 75104 on the right, and set number 75256 on the left. That's 2015 and 2019 respectively. A little bit of backstory on both sets. The 2015 version was released in about September 2015 for $120 in the US. That's going to get you 1,005 pieces and 6 minifigs. The version on the left was released in October of 2019 for $130 with 1,005 pieces as well, which is a pretty awesome coincidence to have two sets that are based off the same thing, have the exact same amount of pieces. That's pretty cool. And the retail price for this one was $130. And it's also going to get you 6 minifigures as well. Also, interestingly enough, with the inflation price for the older version accounted for, it actually comes out to almost exactly $130 in 2019 money. So these are pretty much the exact same thing. Like, this is as close as you can get for a comparison video, which makes me really excited about it. So let's go ahead. We're going to be using the M&R comparison format with minifigures, playability, design, value, and M&R opinion all tallied up to reach our final score and figure out which one is the better Kylo Ren Shuttle. You guys will, of course, be able to vote on the poll on screen, and please leave a like on the video if you guys do enjoy. Let's get into it. Our first category is minifigs, and we'll start over on the 2015 version and take a look at its minifigs, starting with Kylo Ren. He's got the crossblade lightsaber, which at the time was new. He's got his helmet. He also does include a hood piece so that you can swap out the helmet to show just his head there with the hood on it, and that's kind of cool. That's something that they included in the original Kylo Ren version that isn't seen in the new one. We'll take a look at the new one in a little bit, obviously. We have a First Order Stormtrooper there with a red pauldron. We have a First Order officer. We have General Hux, and then we have a couple of First Order crew members there. Nothing really insane for the minifigure selection on the OG 20. It's weird to say OG about this one, but the OG 2015 version, it's just kind of run-of-the-mill figures. Now, moving over to 2019, we also get Kylo Ren. He's now got his cracked helmet, repaired helmet. He's also got a new look on his armor or clothing as well. Removing his helmet just reveals an angry Kylo Ren face. As for the other figures in the set, we get General Pride, who's pretty cool, exclusive to the set. We even get a couple Knights of Ren, which is something that kind of probably should have been included in the first one, but maybe would have been spoilers that early on. But oh my goodness, getting a couple Knights of Ren in this set, long overdue, very cool to see in Lego form. We get a Sith Trooper, which at the time of this comparison is exclusive to this Kylo Ren Shuttle from 2019, although I would expect that at some point in the future we'll see a Sith Trooper in more sets, but very cool to get a Sith Trooper. And then a regular First Order Stormtrooper, which is the least special figure in the set, but such a better figure selection in the newer set to me. I think that the new Kylo Ren and the old Kylo Ren, you could say, are a wash, but I think as far as the other figures in the set, it's hands down got to go to the 2019 model. I mean, you can just decide which Kylo Ren version you like better with the red cracks in the helmet or not, but the other figures, I think it's hard to argue with two Knights of Ren and a Sith Trooper when you look over here at a couple of officers and crew members. Just not doing it for me. So 2019, gonna get the nod for the minifigures category. For the playability category, it may seem like they're going to be the same at first glance. However, there are some key differences between the two models. Bringing up the 2015 model and taking a look inside the cockpit area, we'll see some seats for our figures, which we can easily sit in there if we chose to do so. We also have a walkway that can drop out and allow your characters to walk in and out of Kylo Ren Shuttle. Although it doesn't provide a ton of space, it's there, and then you can push it back up and into place. Now, the place where the 2015 version shines over the 2019 version is this little back area. We actually have more interior space on the older version than on the newer version. The reason the newer version doesn't have this interior space, though, is because they use this space for the mechanism for the wings. Now, the wings on this version can actually drop down from the bottom here, so this would be like your actual flight mode look, and then you would fold these back up when you're going to go land. Now, if you want to use your spring-loaded shooters, you literally just push in on them like so, and you can shoot them off pretty easily. So you do have spring-loaded shooters. And the final playability feature is when you are landing, you can actually pull the wings out and drop them down into the official landed position, although I think it looks better when they're up, but that is what it's supposed to look like when it's landed. Now, the 2019 version, you'll notice right away when we pick it up, the wings fold out. That is a huge plus to me. That's awesome for playability. It really gets you into the flight mode right away, versus if you're going with the original version, it doesn't have that feature. Now, you can debate whether or not that matters or not for playability, but I think that's kind of fun. Now, as far as the cockpit area, we can lift this up. You'll see the cockpit is just about the same, not too much different than on the 2015 version. Now, if we drop out this bottom part here, you can see once again we have that loading platform that we have on the 2015 version, and the back interior doesn't open at all, so you don't have that second interior spot in the back side. We also do have spring-loaded missiles as well. You can see them on there on the front side of the shuttle, and those are going to shoot off by pushing in on the back here. I'll flip this around to show you guys. All you have to do is push in on these Technic pins. In the back, we'll even shoot the older Kylo Ren shuttle, just for fun. And if we want to put the wings back, we can fold them back in like so, and then we can land the shuttle. Now, we can also drop the wings down into the official landed position, just like on the other version. They drop a little bit easier, in my opinion, and maybe that's because this set is newer, and maybe some dust hasn't gotten into the cracks yet to make it a little bit more difficult. Even a little crate here in the back of the shuttle there, so you have a little storage space. And with all of that being shown to you, I think it really is truly difficult to pick which of these sets has better playability, because in essence, they're really more or less the exact same thing. Obviously, one of them is a much different color and has the wings that fold out, but they basically do the same thing. They fly around, they shoot their spring-loaded shooters, and you can put some minifigs in them, and you can play with the minifigs. So I think, surprisingly to me, playability has to be a draw on this one. I know that the wings can fold out on this, but is that really added playability? It's more like added accuracy, and maybe that's something we'll take a look at our next category in design. But as for now, the 2019 Kylo Ren shuttle leads the 2015 version 2-1. I think for this particular set, the design category is more of a formality. I think it's pretty obvious that the 2015 version just has the superior design. You have something that's incredibly more accurate in the black and red color scheme versus the gray and black color scheme on 2015's Kylo Ren shuttle. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. It does borrow a lot of the same design features. When you put these sets side by side, you really do notice a lot of similarities. They use a lot of the same pieces in the same spots between the two sets, but I don't see that as particularly a knock against either set. I think that they really did have a great design in 2015. I really liked this model, and I still like it. I just think they really refined it and gave the Kylo Ren shuttle in 2019 the feature that it needed with the wings folding out and the correct color. So I think that is something. Now, one nitpick on this design is these wings do tend to kind of have a little bit of give to them, and sometimes they'll end up like this, which is like off its vertical axis where it's supposed to be like that. So this older one, I think, just does a much better job of like locking into that vertical position. It doesn't like come over as easily, where this one I just slightly tap it and it knocks over. So that's just something I've noticed, that the older one doesn't have that give. The newer one kind of does, which sucks, but that's the only real disappointing thing about the newer version of Kylo Ren shuttle to me. As far as design outside of that, you can see the cockpit is pretty nice on the new one. The interior is pretty much a wash. It's going to be the same on both sets, and I think that this set really comes down to just the accuracy with the newer one, and you really can't beat that if you're the older Kylo Ren shuttle. As far as the engines go, the 2015 version looks pretty nice. The 2019 version looks about the same, if not because of that little crate there, a little bit of a downgrade. I just like that little bit back there. A little bit better than just shoving a crate back there, but I also do prefer the way they did this over here versus over here. So a little give and take between the two shuttles, but I think ultimately we have to pick the 2019 version for the better design for the design category. I just think that it would be impossible to say that the clearly less accurate version of Kylo Ren shuttle is better than the 2019 version, because it's not. Which Kylo Ren shuttle provides a better value? Obviously, they're very similarly sized. They have the same amount of minifigures, and obviously, as I mentioned earlier, they have the exact same amount of pieces with 1,005 pieces. Even more peculiar, the 2015 version costs $120 on release, the 2019 version costs $130 on release, and adjusted for inflation, the 2015 version costs just about $130 in 2019 money, which is insane. That basically makes these dead even, and it's really going to be up to you to decide which one you think is a better value for you personally. It's not something that I'm going to really decide on either way. I think it's a wash. I think this is a toss-up. It's a tie. The value is even. Absolutely has to be even. I mean, these are practically identical sets, bar the color change and the small feature change. Same amount of minifigures, same amount of pieces. Now, obviously, you can decide whether or not you think these minifigs are better or these minifigs are better, and whether or not you really like the color of the new ship or not. Maybe you just prefer the incorrect color. That's up to you. As far as I'm concerned, the value given to a consumer as far as what you actually get is the same. And with the 2019 version leading 4-2 and the M&R opinion category here, obviously the 2015 version doesn't have a chance here because it's the final point, but the M&R opinion is going to go to the 2019 model. I love the accurate black color. It's one of my favorite color schemes in any LEGO Star Wars set ever. Even Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter from a couple years back, you can see it over there, kind of has the same color scheme, and it just looks so amazing like this. I really love what LEGO did with the new Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter. The minifigs are really just a cherry on top for me. A Sith Trooper, 2 Knights of Ren, General Pride, and the newly redesigned Kylo Ren are just amazing. I mean, the 2015's minifigs are nice, but I think it's pretty clear that 2019 has really taken a step forward. As far as the design of the sets, again, it's pretty obvious that the 2015 version just doesn't quite have it where it matters, and that's the color scheme and the one feature of the wings folding out. It's awesome that you literally just pick the ship up and the wings fold out. I mean, that is an amazing feature to me, so I love that. I just wish it was a little bit better when you put it back down with them going back into place immediately versus you having to actually do it. I know it's a nitpick, but it is what it is. The old one's nice, but it's just not nice enough. In our opinion, going to go to the 2019 model, hands down. You guys can vote on the poll up there as to which Kylo Ren shuttle you like better. And with a final score of 5-2, the 2019 Kylo Ren shuttle, set number 75256, has destroyed the 2015 Kylo Ren shuttle, set 75104. That is the two Kylo Ren shuttles. I don't expect a new Kylo Ren shuttle for many years from now, at least 5 years. I think it's going to be a while until we get another version of this ship. I love these sets. I think they are both amazing in their own right. I think if you have the old one, you should really consider upgrading to the new one. I think that the new one really does present an incredible value with its minifigs selection and the incredibly nicely redesigned and recolored shuttle that you get. So I think it's a real eye-catching ship, a lot more eye-catching than the original one. I just don't think you can go wrong if you want to go out and buy this one. I mean, they're practically the exact same price. I think if you're looking at getting one of the two for whatever reason you've been waiting to find out which one's going to be better, you got to go with the 2019 model. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. That's been all for my comparison of the LEGO Star Wars Kylo Ren shuttle sets. You can check out more LEGO Star Wars comparison videos on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.